exterior coating for both residential and commercial construction, and its main purpose is life cycle, which means obviously to last as long as it possibly can. Typical paints last anywhere from 2 to 3 to 5 years. We're saying this lasts in excess of 15 years. The Department of Energy has actually conducted a study with this product on both homes in Jacksonville, Florida, and Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, and have come up with a number of energy-saving percentages for cooling cost savings associated with this product. What we're really doing with this product in a nutshell is that we're figuring out how to make the product more reflective, not just in white, but all the color spectrum. So we have over 570 colors in our fan deck, and we concentrate on making each color much more reflective. I would say on average we're about 100% more reflective than most of the competition in that same color. And as a result, as you can see from the top of the wall, we're lowering that surface temperature.
So this is exterior paint that tries to reduce the amount of heat that the house gets battered by.
That's correct.
Nice.
For the commercial building, we've done a lot of Kohl's, we do Lowe's, we've done a lot of other commercial structures. One of the other byproducts, in addition to energy savings, is that it doesn't fade. So we offer a fade warranty with the product as well, which is really a reason that most consumers, whether they're building owners or homeowners, repaint their structures because of the fade aspect.
And this is something that you can apply to any type of surface, I guess. Say you have a brick exterior or something like that.
Anything that normally gets a paint product,
gotcha.
This product can go on, whether it's stucco, wood, cement, precast construction, tilt-up construction, block, anything, all the above.
You mentioned something about doing work with the Department of Energy.
Right.
Do you know if you guys, if your product helps consumers find any rebates or incentives by going
Actually,
through the
December
process?
31 this year, all those tax incentives are gone, and I've been told that they're not going to be renewing that this year, so hopefully our government will figure out a way to do that, but so far I'm not aware of any type of tax incentives. Wish I knew about them. We'd love to be part of that process.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
All right, thanks.
So in a traditional building, you have a heating system, you have a lighting system, you have a fire or emergency response system, generally some other incidental systems that all run independently. So what we do is take all of those systems, translate whatever protocol they're running on, and leverage all of that over the internet or intranet. So we translate all the protocol to IP. So you have your HVAC, which is BACnet or Modbus or some proprietary protocol, and you have your facilities manager goes and logs in and does what he needs to do with that. If it gets cold in a building, he gets dispatched to wherever he needs to go, and he checks the thermostat or checks the chiller on the room. So with this system, once it's all available, he can do all of that from wherever he happens to be. He can do it from a tablet, like an iPad, or he can do it from... That's not an IP device, but an IP phone. You can do it from an IP standard phone, which is actually attached to the desk still. You can do it from his laptop. So if your facilities manager happens to be at home on a weekend and there's a problem on campus, he can correct the problem. What the other interesting thing about it is he's going to know there's a problem before there's a problem, because now he has access to how the things are operating. So if all of a sudden the chiller is operating at 3% instead of 90%, he's going to be able to address the problem before the heat or the air conditioning goes off in the building. He'll get an alert. He'll be able to manage it more proactively, which also extends the life. The chillers are expensive. They cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. So if you can leverage all of that information and make those decisions, then you have all of your capital expense going into different places. Another thing that's interesting is now you can manage all of your heat and energy costs because you have access to all that information. So if you're managing your energy across an entire campus, you can make decisions about, do I really need to have the the air conditioning set at this particular set point while my students are on break? Probably not. So as a rule built into the system, you make those changes and make adjustments based on what the needs of the environment are.
Lighting is in all kinds of industrial applications. It's in gymnasiums, public buildings, airport hangars. It's everywhere. It's not sexy or new. It is not LED lighting. It's been around since the 40s, and it's very widely used. So when you look at pictures of the night sky in North America, 98% of the lights you see are HID lighting, and it's burning at 100% of the time. So what LightBoss does is it's a control system that can reduce the voltage and the output of HID lights, and you can save up to 40% energy. So why this isn't, sort of applied widely is beyond me, because although there's newer light sources, there's just huge reach in the, not in the residential marketplace, but certainly in the commercial marketplace. HID lighting is everywhere. So, it's a very timely control system, because although a lot of lighting designers will gear companies to LED solutions, the paybacks are like 6 or 7 years, and all kinds of people are just not going to go for that because it's just too much of an investment. So LightBoss, you can put it on an existing HID system. You don't have to reballast everything. You don't have to do a huge amount of installation. Get a payback in 2 years, so you can save 40% of your
So when you reduce it, you are reducing also the intensity of the lighting?
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
You're dimming it.
Would you guys market to like municipalities to control like street lights or something like that?
Well, not street lights like on your roadways, because that carries the load into your house.
Right.
So whatever the LightBoss is on, it's going to reduce the energy. So you're going to be at home trying to get your TV on, and it won't work because that would control that. So, but highway lighting, absolutely. And we're from Canada. We're based in Canada now, so we have a project with the Minister of Transportation, and we are controlling some of the street lighting and parking lot lighting. So yeah, absolutely, those kind of applications. Lots of municipal applications. Governments, they have targets that they have to meet for reduction. So while sometimes it's a slower process to get the changes in place, it's absolutely something that they're interested in.
And you don't have to retrofit anything, you just install the system and
you don't have
just
to.
run with it.
I mean, it has to be a well-functioning lighting system. You can't have lamps that are 5 years old and on their last legs anyway, but you don't have to retrofit every one of the fixtures. So we just make sure that all the HID lighting is on one panel, and you install the LightBoss, and the voltage reduction happens according to whatever sort of schedule you want. You can do daylight harvesting. You can step it down to a predetermined level. You can put it in a building automation system and run it for any kind of elaborate schedule you want, or you can just sort of plug in, I want 60%, want it at 60% all the time it's on, and you can do it in a very simple way too.
Gotcha. Are you aware of any financial incentives, like government-sponsored incentives for retrofitting the system into something that uses LightBoss, or is it something that you just decide to do and take on the cost on your own?
No. I mean, I don't know about all the particular incentives here. Certainly in Canada we have government incentives, and our distributors in the States have told us that there are all kinds of government incentives for retrofits. I mean,
So we'll go under the retrofitting portion of the available funding.
Yeah. Although it's certainly used in new construction as well. I mean, HID is still a great light source. And it still gets specified in lots of applications because it's a good quality light, and there's applications, high bay refrigerated facilities, nothing else does the same job.